Welcome to the Breakaway USA show. We have a great show for you today. We have, as always, Mr. Gentry Jeevers, David Kate, Simon Essler, and we have a very special guest, Shannon Klein, all the way from California and Nevada, a great comedian. And today we are going to have an extra fun show for you because we are going to be reviewing some of the most viral clips of the week and commenting on them. So we have a comedian here who's going to be commenting on funny clips. So that just gives you an estimate on how funny this is going to be. Welcome, everybody.
No pressure, though, right? No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure. Just be funny now. Okay, go.
Go. Fabian, I'm actually a little upset that you weren't inclusive of my buddy Teddy Trump right here. You kind of went right over him, so I can't really
double
believe
T.
it.
Sorry, double T.
Double T.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was it was one of those. But
yeah, it's the pronouns are actually T and T. So
T and Tim.
T and T. So you have to address them by that through the entire show. But now we can go on.
Sorry, little TT. We'll get you in. Shannon, can you introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and also your socials?
Cool. My name is Shannon Klein. My socials are all at Shannon CSW. I do stand-up comedy. I'm a writer. I'm a speaker. I act also, and I do a lot of commercials. So, I love being on camera. I love talking about, like current events and what's happening now in the world. I'm a conservative. I'm a Christian, and yeah, that's my main thing. Mainly, I'm a Christian, and I just love sharing what God's done in my life.
Excited to have a Christian conservative commentate on this stuff with us. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. It's nice to have fun and laugh. Things are really, really serious in the world, but you also got to have fun because, like we were talking on the live, comedy can cut through all that stuff and really get to the truth without all these other narratives interfering with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really a way to survive in a lot of ways. Like if I don't make a joke out of it, it will destroy me.
Because a lot of it is really heavy, right? So you have to cut through it with that humor.
Yeah, and laughter is medicine, so it's good.
Yeah.
Plus, you burn calories when you laugh, right?
Like, I just flex my abs. It's perfect.
Exactly. But I was gonna say you can't forget that working out is a extreme right wing symptom.
Oh yeah,
as labeled by the media. So you may not, in the future, I feel like they're gonna cut out the ability to laugh.
Yeah, and I think they also said it increases your chances of blood clot and heart attacks as well.
Oh yes, I have heard that actually. Yeah.
So I think the only safe activity is just eating hamburgers because it's not high strain, it's just low strain.
Exactly.
Get those hamburger reps in.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. All right, I've got a funny story before we start to review these clips. So the way that I got introduced to Shannon was through Instagram Reels. I saw one of her comedy sketches, and she was making jokes about feminism and women in the workplace. I'm pretty sure, and I thought she was cute. So I commented on her post, and I said, I made a joke out of like, "Let me buy you a drink," but I said, "Let me buy you a cow." And then we went back and forth, and yeah. So I still haven't bought her a cow yet, but that may be in the future.
Gentry, why not? Why not, Gentry?
Why are you sleeping on it?
I mean, at first I said, I don't know if you can have a cow in LA. Like that might be illegal because of cow farting and everything. And she's like, yeah, like I know somebody who's got a farm, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I guess I owe you a cow.
Gentry is actually waiting for the end of times. We're pretty close to it, right? Everybody's building bunkers, so he's making sure that he gets the cow at the most appropriate time.
Exactly.
And I'm with you. Go back. You got to go back to that original economy. Actually, I think in the original economy, you give the cow to the parents.
Yep.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
As a dowry.
Yeah, isn't it a woman though?
Yeah, the woman gives a man.
The woman
yeah. So I guess Shannon, you owe me a cow.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Let's get.
It depends what type of government it is. The state may come in and take the cow from you, or
is that like prima nocta or something like that?
Or just communism.
Communism, yeah, exactly. They'll milk the cow, shoot it, and then throw the milk on the ground while you're starving.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like process the milk first too, just to make sure we don't drink it raw.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, no pasteurized milk on the ground.
Yeah.
All right, so let me cue up our first clip, White House Senior Living.
At White House Senior Living, our residents feel right at home. Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings, round-the-clock professional care, and exquisite house-made meals.
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
and ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
White House Senior Living, where residents feel like presidents.
Residents feel like presidents. It's amazing.
Yeah, the end is perfect. Somebody in the comments said, notice they didn't advertise any stairs. So
I almost feel like convicted for laughing at it because, like, he really is just such an old man that needs that type of care.
But isn't it interesting how like a decent majority of the country thinks that this guy is a good leader, right?
Yeah, that's insane.
scary.
Maybe up
actually.
until recently, it's shifted, but like he was showing signs of dementia before he got elected, and
Well,
people
for a
came out,
while.
yeah, and people were coming out in droves to go vote for this guy, and like I don't know why, like we have such a weak leader. They're making commercials like that make sense, right? And it's funny. I mean, the incompetence of the guy is just it's retarded. If I can use that word.
It's
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
go ahead,
can.
please do.
Watch out, they're going to cancel you. Might even throw you in jail for that.
I just, I watch something like that and I just want to personally thank Joey Biden for making the existence of a deep state very, very real for a lot of people. Because like really, it's very clear he's not the actual human being making real powerful decisions. He obviously is not capable of running the country. Like this is a meme, but there's truth to it. So to me, it's good in the sense that like you get the sense that like there's something else going on here. Obviously, other people are using Joe Biden as some sort of weekend at Bernie's political stunt. It's like incredible.
Yeah.
It's crazy. These people are like silent about it. They just go along with it and they're like, yeah, we voted for Biden. Like, and they just don't say anything. It's like, how retarded are they to not notice what's like? It's so clear. It's so blatant. It's evident that he's not running the country.
I guess
We'll get-
retardation is a theme here.
Yeah. Common pattern for us.
When Bush was president, I had an unlimited amount of laugh at Bushisms. If you ever want to just laugh,
Yeah.
go on YouTube and just put Bushisms. And he was bad. And I thought this is the best it's ever going to get. And then Obama came around. I'm like, boring. Guys didn't do anything except, and then Trump came around. Hilarious, but not like that. Not like a Bush where he's just stupid. Then we got a blessing from the gods above, and they blessed us with Joseph R. Biden.
I remember when it was like the internet and everyone went wild about that.
Yep.
And now Biden won't stop talking about ice cream and like sniffing little kids, and people are like, oh, that's fine. Like,
What happens when you make it a senior living? Look, when Obama was in there, it was literally a White House, right? Joe was active. He wasn't sick or retarded. I'll say that. So, use that word. I had to include that in there. But now it's literally senior living, and I think to make this like a little less, partisan, they need to put Mitch McConnell in there as well. Like just put half Congress,
All of them,
honestly.
all of
Yeah,
them.
you know what I mean. Just put
Get
them
them
all in there. Like it is all a senior living at this point.
And diapers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I always think
sounds
about
fun.
like what do you think like these world leaders think when they see this? Like a senior living, literally.
But you go to Biden and someone like Putin's like laughing his ass off. Like, are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
think
painful.
that Joseph R. Biden, do you think the R stands for retarded?
yes.
There you go. Gentry
Yes.
nailed it today.
Got him.
That's really just like
Nailing
that you can make a very beautiful meme about that. I would go for it if I were you.
I think I'm going to.
And
That's
it's
original
actually
content.
it's actually not a wrong term because doesn't en retard in French mean slow?
Yes.
Like Simon, yeah.
Yes.
So he literally is retarded in
yes.
the literal sense of the French word where it came from. So
Plus, we're just being inclusive here, so I don't think that anybody's gonna go after us.
It's also amazing that Trump shared that meme. It's just pretty damn savage that he actually posted that.
I love it.
It's good.
You know-
It's like, the meme warfare has got to keep going. It's a big part of all of this.
Mhm.
Biden might actually have a very illustrious career as a pilot after this.
Oh, you're right.
yeah, because he is
United.
DEI.
Yeah,
He is.
he is DEI. They're,
yeah.
they're hiring mentally retarded
Hold
pilots.
up. He's white though.
But he's,
So
he's
he has to
mentally
identify as a
challenged.
woman then.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. There
He
you
goes
go.
on to
Yeah,
the
a
top
drag
of the
queen
pyramid
pilot.
is the man
Yeah.
becoming the woman.
Yeah, he'd be like Spirit Airlines top pilot or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
No wonder Spirit is so cheap.
Hey, don't knock Spirit. It got me to
so
Vegas for $20. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It really has.
man, it's Joe
I'm like,
Biden
I'll sit there
piloting
for an
it.
hour for $20. Come on.
Yeah, like door may pop off. Whatever. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm like,
So it's fine for short people. I'm 6'4", and so the seats are
wow.
like this, and my knees are like up on the thing, and I brought
so
a
you're going to stretch
carry-on.
for an hour. So you're stretching
So I
out.
brought a carry-on, and you gotta they charge you for your carry-on. I think they charged me for water too. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah. You
Times
have to
are
have
hard.
a backpack and that's it.
Yeah.
So
You gotta like ship your clothes.
well, you know what they did to me when I was coming back from Amfest? It's actually happened twice on Spirit. Apparently, having a fanny pack counts as a separate personal item. So she asked me, not even kidding, they asked me if I could put my fanny pack inside my backpack. So all I did is I just turned my fanny pack around so it was under my like sweater. They couldn't see it. And I walked in. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
That whole plane was in danger until that fanny pack went inside. Boom, everyone's safe.
Yeah,
Everyone's
you're
safe.
Right away. You saved
You're
them.
not supposed to say boom in an airport though. So
Yeah, that'd be retarded.
That would be retarded.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd be very retarded. Let me queue up our second, which I haven't actually seen. So this will be my first time seeing it. And I don't know what it's about, so I can't even intro it. So let's just throw it up on the screen.
You're over here appropriating a space for your own
There it is.
personality.
Wait,
How do you decide who's
who
a
watches
journalist?
Organic
I mean,
Analysis?
considering I was fired as a journalist, you're no journalist.
Literally, would you rather be at your sick of your whole life?
You're not doing this for like what the actual conversation is, which is getting rid of this country,
Getting rid of this country?
getting rid of America, getting rid of the West. This is what this is for.
You want to get rid of America?
Yes, everyone here understands that at some level we need to get rid of America completely.
What should we do?
Decolonization, land back,
Where should we go? Though?
in our communities. We need to go leave the capitals, leave the central capitals of commerce, of capital itself. You're
oh my gosh.
I think it's clear he'd rather be sticky.
Oh, yeah.
That's the answer to that.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah.
god.
I mean, it is really it's the quiet part out loud now. This is it. Like this is the full manifestation of like actual communist warfare. Like we come here to destroy America, to destroy the West. It's just like a totally subverted NPC just saying it.
Oh
These are the people
my
we're supposed to be scared of, by the way. These little, I call them spaghetti Sams, guys who never bench press in their life, who can't lift anything.
There can't even be a civil war. Only one side would be fighting. The rest would just be like, oh.
Oh, I'm scared of guns. Boom, boom.
It's game over.
Yeah, it's true because what he's proposing is the end of the West by force.
No. Here's what he was proposing. He said we have to go back to our communities. So number one, what does that mean? We have to leave the capitals and leave the centers of commerce. The center of commerce right now is our phone, right? He said decolonization. What does
He's
that
confused. He's a conservative.
So
He just doesn't know it.
confused.
Yeah.
He's so confused. He didn't make any sense. He literally said to the guy, "I used to be a journalist, so that means I know that you're not."
I love how he claims he's like, I was a fired journalist.
He
Probably
owns
Probably
himself
worked for the
as a
LA
point.
Times, to be honest.
The self-own is an amazing part.
To me, it's like
Yeah.
a classic TikTok brain. Like I'm watching this and I'm like, this dude is just, he saw something on TikTok. It
Yeah.
sounded good. It was easy to say it. So now he's saying it nonstop. He's like, oh, decolonize the West. Where should I go though? Out of the capitals. What does that even freaking mean? Back to their communities. Like, where am I? Like, where? Okay, I came here from Israel. Okay, I know exactly where I'm going, but where's he going? And why is he still here?
Yeah.
Why
Well,
is he,
this is something that this is actually the best way to talk to these bird-headed people, because once you go one layer deep, there's no answer. There's a surface level, whatever they learned online. But I like how we kept asking him, okay, so what does that look like? Okay, so what do we do then? What do we do? And I was literally talking about this on the live earlier today, Gentry, when we were on TikTok, I think, that like, okay, let's say you have the world that you want. Perfect. Day one, what do? What happens? What does the world look like? Where do we go? There's zero answers because they don't tell them what they're going to give them. It just says, all they say is break this down and then it'll be utopia. But they can never say what kind of utopia because there is no plan. It's just communism. It's slavery.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's been the progression has been that that classic left-wing progression of like, it's not happening. No, it's not happening. Okay, it's happening a little bit. Okay, it's totally happening and it's good. Like that's where we're at now in the communism thing, where they're like, okay, fine, it's communism all the way. Let's go.
Yeah. But it is good. What's that? I don't know. It just is good.
Yeah, that thing.
If he moves away from the capitals, how is he going to get all his boosters?
Yeah, or even his masks.
That's
He's going to
true.
have
Or
to
his
make his
mask,
own.
which come from China. So
Yeah, so
maybe
the centers
move
of
to China.
commerce. No masks, no boosters. He's not going to survive.
I think if he moved out of the city, though, he'd probably turn to a conservative pretty quick.
That's the thing. He
Right?
wants to go to the rural areas where the conservatives are like setting up shop and like building their armories.
Like, dude,
Like, yes,
look
exactly.
around. Like, liberals live in cities. Liberals live in the capitals. Like, you want to go out? Like, surf. Like, go trespass on a farm that says "Don't trespass. Beware of dogs."
Yeah.
Right? Go trespass on a farm that has a Trump 2024 sticker or sign on it, and see how well that goes for you.
Yeah.
My favorite is the sign that says, "We don't call the police," and it just has a picture of a gun. The best signs. I'm like,
That's amazing.
hell yeah.
Sometimes there's no
Great
time
amount
for
of
it.
I agree. Cops could take 20 minutes. You don't have 20 minutes. You got 20 seconds.
I think it's safe to say that guy was retarded.
There we go.
Got to bring it back. Yep.
Joseph
All right.
R. Biden, retarded. There's levels to it.
Oh, I love
All right,
these
we
guys.
got our next clip up, which I
Sounds
also
great.
have not seen. And apparently it's about voter ID laws.
Do you think voter ID laws are racist? I think so.
Most of the motivation behind them being put into place is rooted in racism.
I think voter ID laws are inherently discriminatory. When you look, the vast majority of people who do not currently have IDs are people of color.
Do you have an ID?
Absolutely.
Can you show us? What do you have to say to all the people that say black Americans can't get voter ID?
I don't even know why they would say that. We can get the same things that every other American can get. That doesn't even make sense to me.
Republicans are just trying to make it really fucking hard for minorities to vote.
Why do they do that?
I think so. Because they hate black people. They fucking hate black people and they're
This
racist.
is like your classic voter ID street poll, right? I see this
Yeah.
every time. And if you notice it, it's always these white liberals that just know better, these social
No, the guy
justice
was like-
warriors. Yeah. You know, got to flip the flow, the lettuce out of there. Get all my ancestors
like you
out the
can
way.
smell-
That was Point Break. That was literally the guy from Point Break. That's amazing. That was amazing. That was incredible.
I feel like I could sense his student loan, like just looking at him.
25,000 plus. That's what it is.
Somehow it's right there.
For gender studies, to find
Do
out
you
what a
think
woman
that,
is.
like, they actually think when they say this stuff out loud, like they say like, oh, it's racist because they don't know how to get an ID or they can't afford an ID. And I'm like,
That's literally so racist.
thank you. That's literally the racist thing I've heard.
So, have you guys ever got a job? Have you guys ever flown on a plane? Have you guys ever bought alcohol? All those things require an ID. Does that mean all those things are racist?
Yep.
Right?
Or let's also like, you know, there's a complaint, you know, that there are more liquor stores put into like poor black neighborhoods. You know, there's that complaint that often comes from I've heard it from both sides. But then if they're filling ghettos allegedly with liquor stores, how is all the liquor being purchased with these people that can't vote because they don't have IDs?
Right. So that means that black people can't drive, right? They can't get a job. They can't buy alcohol. They can't fly in a plane. They like, do these people even think?
That's crazy. How do they rent houses to live in?
Yeah, how do they? Are they? They're like a cartoon. It's like a cartoon in their mind. Like they see everything in like Muppet vision. Like it's so, it's so unreal.
I think you guys are missing the biggest point here. That means that they're also claiming that they don't know how to go get, you know, jabbed, vaxxed, essentially, right?
Oh yeah.
And basing on this same logic, that means that it's racist to have to show your ID to vote or to do anything, but it's not racist to have to show your Vax card in order to get groceries, to get to the restaurant.
Not racist.
So, you know, like I always say, just another day in the liberal or progressive mindset. It's tough out here.
The mental gymnastics are phenomenal. In Canada, there was a lot of propaganda about how the vaccine wasn't accessible enough to like people of color and minorities, and saying that like we need to push harder to make sure that like the black population, the native population here get access to the vaccines. So it's like they're willing to have it both ways. They want it both ways. It's insane.
It's insane.
Well, I don't know if you guys have heard the Tuskegee project, but it was a project back in the day, and they basically went and vaccinated essentially a whole bunch of black people and sterilized a lot of them. And ever since then, like the black community hasn't trusted vaccines. So there wasn't a lot of black people lining up to get these pokes anyway. So the fact that they were saying that was like just kind of a callback to the Tuskegee project.
100%. And actually, I did a deep dive into that, and the same scientists and the same like, you know, scientific organizations that performed that experiment, they actually got frustrated that they weren't allowed to do more than what they did in the Tuskegee experiments. They ended up leaving America so they could do even more horrific experiments on like third world populations. They ended up performing these experiments where they were giving syphilis to these men in the most horrific ways by creating like open wounds in their bodies and infecting the wounds. Like these are the same people that perform those experiments in the U.S.
Well, I mean, yeah, Africa's been turned into a massive test bed of vaccines. Even Bill Gates was like, we got to go get everyone a vaccine. They're like, what in the hell is this? A needle? Yeah, take it. We'll give you food.
It's true. It's another whole layer. Like the whole vaccine schedule itself is basically built on racism. Just like the CDC hid documents that showed that the MMR vaccine disproportionately harmed black boys. They got caught hiding those documents. It was a huge scandal. RFK Jr. talked about it.
Because it's racist.
Yeah, it's like actual racism.
Let me cue up our next clip here. Tucker Carlson.
Big old Tuck.
It says Tucker Carlson steamrolls woke guest who wants to ban the word man.
I got to say, there's kind of a basic irony here. I mean, you're lecturing us about sexism while you're sitting right now in Manhattan.
Manhattan. We need to rename the city then. The Big Apple. The Big Apple would be less offensive.
Okay, so just to make sure I understand the rule, if something offends somebody, even if you've never met that person personally,
right,
you have to change it. So doesn't that mean that a small group of super unhappy people get to control what the rest of us say and think? Who gets to decide what changes and what doesn't? So for example, I think I've now decided that the most offensive word in the language is college professor.
Oh,
okay, because to me that connotes dumbness and misuse of power and tenure, right? And mediocrity. So, I mean, it's one thing to bully the little rich kids who go to your school, because like, what do they know? Do you think they would have the guts to go to Goldman Sachs in New York and say, change your name now or else?
They probably wouldn't shop there. Because
well, if they were shopping at Goldman Sachs, they might come up because it's okay. I got to say, there's kind of a basic irony.
It's not Neiman Marcus. Like, come on.
Neiman.
Him yelling the word man sacks was amazing.
Old man sacks.
Honestly, I'm upset that I didn't play her part. That's satire. She made me do it, but for real.
Yeah,
I
actually
totally
a great
would
one.
have done that.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. See, I see that clip and I think to myself, is that satire? Like, is she just acting up? But then at the same time, I'm like, no, I could so see that being just a woke professor being offended about every single thing. I mean, you just look at her the wrong way and she might file something against you, you know? Oh my, like.
I think in Canada, they said that if you look at a woman and she deems it to be sexually aggressive, that you can be charged with something for looking at a woman. Yeah.
So that means all men are going to go to jail.
So does that mean like?
I don't know. I'm not sure if it was here, but probably that's true here for trans people. That law is real.
Single person that has looked at a trans person and thought anything like that.
I don't know. I got a buddy who might change her mind.
Well, like here they are actually putting in laws to stop you from criticizing trans people, and like you can't have protests against drag queens, and you can get criminally charged for misgendering someone here, technically.
My gosh.
Oh yeah.
So Simon, as an investigative journalist, you should do that. Go get arrested, but film the whole thing.
Okay.
But then say you're trans, so it doesn't count.
Viral. Yeah.
Oh yeah, flip it at the end and be like, I've been trans the whole time.
The whole time.
Big reveal.
From Simon to Simone. Right?
Yeah,
that's right. I'll twist it right at the
That's
end.
amazing.
Just use a lisp for your last name, Simone Effler. That'd be good. You're protected under the law.
And make sure you throw in some good pronouns. Can't forget about the pronoun.
Very true. Yeah.
So I have a friend who worked at this solar company, and he said, one, they gave you a $5,000 sign-on bonus if you identify as trans. And also their managers aren't called managers because it's genders. So they changed their names to mentors. You went from one man to now plural men, right? That's, according to your logic, worse.
Oh my God.
All the mentors. I'm like, that's more than one man. Like, how's that better?
I wish I worked in corporate environment. I'd get fired so fast and have fun doing it. Oh my gosh. It'd be ridiculous. I'd last one day.
Must be one of those mentors, honestly.
Yeah.
So I've got a friend who worked at Microsoft, and she was like high up there. She's leading teams, and on one Zoom call with like a whole bunch of Microsoft leadership, she said, "Hey guys, And then she got a whole bunch of personal messages like on Teams and was like, hey, you can't use, hey guys, you have to use more inclusive language.
I saw this on Reddit and I was laughing. I think I sent it to you guys. There was a Reddit post and some guy was super pissed, wrote into Reddit, ask a trans, and said, I have a massive problem. There's a guy at my work who knows that I'm trans, but won't refer to me by my pronouns. He keeps calling me my esteemed colleague. And he doesn't call anyone else that. And I know why he's doing it. How do I get him in trouble? Because technically he's not misgendering me, but he refuses to call me anything but my esteemed colleague.
They're offended from that?
Well, and I was like, this guy literally hacked the game. He hacked the game.
Genius.
Because it's about control. It's about being able to control other people's behavior and thoughts and personal decisions. It's all about control. That's it. In the end, it's just narcissism.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the audacity of these people to think that they can control other people. I mean, I can't even control like things in my life, or like, like how are you going to control like the whole world? Like that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, why don't you get yourself under control first?
But this is why the end point is often real mental illness, because it's a very unhealthy way to live. The illusion that you can control the world like that is going to stress you out in the end, because you absolutely cannot. And you're also flip-flopping between thinking everyone is an oppressor and you're also an oppressor, because there's so much like shame and guilt. So these people's minds just end up ruined because it's not a functional state that anyone can sustain.
Well, there's levels of oppression, and the more oppressed you are, the higher you are on their like hierarchy of totem pole retardism. So, for instance, if you're black, you have oppression, but if you're a black lesbian, you have more oppression. If you're a disabled black lesbian, you have more oppression. So these guys are literally there. I mean, I think we talked about this the other day. There are people who are faking disabilities and taking on disabilities because they want to feel more oppressed and be cooler in their little crew. There's people who are cutting off their arms because they say, I want to be someone who's disabled. It's gone to that point. It's completely nihilistic. And look, it wouldn't be that far out of the ordinary to take this one step further, and people will kill themselves to say, I was so oppressed, I killed myself. And now you guys can honor me after my death.
Yeah. Well, in Canada, the government will do it for you though.
Why don't they just come out and say they're retarded? That's like, one, they'd be telling the truth, and two, they would qualify for whatever benefits. Just go around.
It is a disability, actually.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's what I was going to say, is collect those disability checks, chop all the limbs off, call yourself 72 genders. And I mean,
it's smart. Actually, what you're saying is really smart in their world, because not only would you immediately get that victim status, like top of the pyramid, but because you're saying you're retarded, all the conservatives would make fun of you and you would have proof of being oppressed.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, if you have no arms, you can't type on Instagram and tell people that. So
yeah, you got to be Stephen Hawking level rich so that you can have a robot voice.
And then you might be able to go to the island.
That's it. That's top of the pyramid.
Do complex math problems naked.
It's true. It sounds like Stephen Hawking was top of the retarded pyramid.
Well, the thing is, we don't know if that was real. I mean, now I'm starting to think he might have been ahead of his time. He might have been he might have been an able-bodied disabled person.
Yeah, true. I know. There's a lot of shady people doing digs on him. It's probably one of the most entertaining things that 2024 dished up. Right away, I was like, God damn, you're doing it.
It's gonna be fun.
I can't wait to hear some stand-up comedy jokes about it. I'm sure y'all got some funny things brewing up.
Yeah.
The memes that you've seen so far, it's
so
phenomenal. I think you've all seen it. The one where it's some guy is being rolled into the hospital or something like that by the cop, and it says the second that Epstein found out he's on the list, and the dude literally just books it off the wheelchair.
Also, the Simpsons clip
smashing through a window.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's also the old Simpsons clip of Stephen Hawking picking up Lisa Simpson and flying away with her.
He did it again.
I think that was incredible. I had a really good time laughing and just being jovial for once.
I know. It's fun to finally laugh at things versus being always serious.
It's true. We need to do this on the regular.
I think so.
Yeah.
And Shannon, we got to have you back on. This was great.
Please. Yes. This has been awesome. This has been so much fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll call it Retarded Thursdays, and we'll just talk about it.
Let's go.
I'm in. That's the hashtag. Let's go.
Retarded is the name of the show.
Thank you, everyone, for watching, and I hope you had a lot of fun and you learned a lot, because so there's some retarded people in the world, and it's good to call them out. So I guess on behalf of everyone, thank you for watching. Make sure you follow Gentry, Shannon, David, and Simon as well. So thank you so much, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Good night.
Bye.